Hello, my friends. Happy Sunday. I hope you guys are having a good day. I'm going to just make sure I'm in the right place. My name is Jen Bach, if you're new here. I know this isn't normally a day I would go live, but we had a couple of problems this week, right? So, Thursday I ended up going to work early, so I missed Thursday Throwdown. And I said I would do it on Friday for Friday Free-for-All. And then it was really a free-for-all on Friday. It was like Friday. I told Nate like my day when he came home and he was like, is it Friday the 13th? And I'm like, no, but it felt like it was. So if you missed the story, I'll tell you a little bit about what happened Friday, but I'm super excited to be stamping with you today. I just didn't want to miss the opportunity to go live this week because I have so many things to share with you. So the retired list for Stampin' Up! Products is coming out, well, it's already out, and I will be sending it via email on Tuesday and maybe I'll send it out Monday just so you guys have a little time to digest it. But the catalog, the last chance product sale goes live on Tuesday. And so we'll have a bunch of things that are retiring from the catalog. Some of them will be on sale. And so I just wanted to kind of show you some things that are my favorite. And then I also wanted to tell you that that was the other thing that happened on Friday, is I got my big old box of pre-order stuff. So I was so excited to break into it. And of course I did this. So I'm going to be doing some videos for you. So the catalog will actually launch while I'm in Mexico. So I thought what I would do is I'm going to do a 15-day, you guys, I'm crazy. I'm super crazy, but 15 days. We're going to do 15 days of videos, but they're going to be delivered to your inbox. So if you want to get that from May 1st through May 15th, you'll want to make sure you sign up for my email list. And I'll pop the link here in the description of the video, and you can find it if you just go to the top of the By the Shore Stamping Facebook page. There's a button that says sign up, and that will bring you to my email list. Otherwise, you can just click the link. I'll post it. I'll edit this with the link after we're done here. Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me. All right, so let me tell you really quick what happened on Friday. You guys, it's crazy. I am all good. It's super good. You can see I have plenty of movement with it now. I did a really good job though. So I was making myself some breakfast on Friday morning, and I had made myself some bacon, and I think God was punishing me because I actually had just poured the bacon grease into our little can, our soup can, and I went to wipe out the pan with a paper towel so I could make my eggs. And when I was done with that, I went to move the can of grease out of my way so I didn't spill it. And I picked it up at the top, which is, of course, where I had just poured the hot grease in a metal container. Yeah, not a good idea. So I picked it up, and it burnt my fingers just a little bit when I picked it up. So I dropped it really quick, like I, jolted and I dropped it, and it spilled the grease mostly right here. So right here is kind of the biggest part of the burn. But then I also burnt, you can see a little bit here. It's a little, you can't really tell there. It's a little off color. And then right in here was all burnt too. But this part here was the worst. And so, Friday, I really spent the whole day just going back and forth from the sink to the couch. I'd go run my hand underwater for a few minutes, and then I'd go sit down. And then I'd go run my hand underwater for a few minutes, and I'd sit down. So I just didn't get anything accomplished on Friday. But thanks to all your thoughts and prayers, I'm sure, it turned into so Friday night we actually went, I didn't cover it. I was waiting for it to kind of breathe and see what was going to happen with it. We went to Sam's and I had a big mammoth margarita because I figured that would make me feel better, and some chips and salsa and tacos. And then as we were eating, it literally kept growing and growing and growing. So it was this ginormous bubble by the time we got home. So we wrapped it up so I could go to bed. And sometime the next morning, it drained. And so ever since then, it's been fine. I couldn't move it at all before that because it was just so dry and tight. But now that it has drained, there is one more or two more little blisters from it that haven't drained, but everything looks good. It's so much better. I have full movement. So thank you all for all your love and support. I appreciate it. But it is much better, and I can stamp again. I was just so annoyed on Friday because I had so many things I wanted to do, but that's always the way, right? But sometimes the world tells us no. So I did a whole lot of herkel-durkeling, which is a word I've learned recently, which is basically laying around in bed after you've woken up. So lots of herkel-durkeling, and it was great. So I'm going to go ahead and switch my camera around. We're going to do a little stamping. We'll kind of do Thursday Throwdown on Sunday, so I don't have anything necessarily planned for you, but we'll pull it together. We'll do a little voting because I pulled a couple of stamp sets that are my favorite, so we'll see what you like. And then I also pulled a few samples to show you. So I narrowed it down to 2 choices of what I'm going to stamp with, but I'm going to show you a few. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stamp sets that I have some samples for that are my favorites that are retiring. So I thought I'd share those with you too. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Enough of this baloney. All right, so I'm going to turn this around and we will set this up so you guys can see. Make sure it's straight, maybe. I don't know. There, okay. Looks good. Okay, so here's a few of my favorite stamp sets that are retiring, and I went through my stash to see if I had any that any samples. So this is the only one I had left. I actually did a whole stamp club in the mail with this one, which I love. This one's pretty old. I think it's a couple of years old now, but I think I love it the most for the sentiments. I love the sentiments, and of course that shell is beautiful. It does have dies as well. And so the other thing that I really liked about this one is it's got like 4 seasons. So you've got fall, summer, winter, and then like spring flowers. And the paper, which is now long retired, is really, really pretty. So it was just a really pretty one. So I'm kind of sad about that, but I think I love the sentiments the most on that one. That was what I loved with that one. Another one of my favorites is Darling Details, and this one's really fun and bubbly. I don't know why that's the way I want to describe it, but it's really cute. I love the way the flowers are kind of not cartoony, but they're just, I don't know, they're bubbly, they're happy. And again, lots of great sentiments, and I just love the 2-step. I love a good 2-step stamping, so you can kind of layer color on top of color. So that was another one of my favorites that's retiring. This one is also one of my favorites. So this one is called Just My Type, and I really haven't used this one a whole lot, so this is definitely in the running today for one for me to use. This is actually a card. I did not create this. My friend Chris did. It's a pocket card, and it's super cute. Let me pull it out of here, actually, so I can show you. Like, look at it. It's a really cute little pocket card. So that's really fun. So there's one option for me to play with today, is that Just My Type. And then this one here is another one of my favorites. I've used this quite a bit recently, so as much as I love this one, I don't know that I'll play with it, but I do have a few samples to show you. I have this one here, which I believe I cased from somebody, so I copied this from somebody when the stamp set first came out. It had its own set of papers, which have been retired already, which I love. But then I made these 2 recently too. So there's this guy and this guy, which are really fun too. So that's a really fun, how many times can I say fun? That's a cute stamp set as well. And then here is another one that I like a lot. Share a Milkshake. And this has dies as well, and you'll see that a little bit with these cards. These were also part of a club I think I did copy some of these from a friend of mine as well. And then this one was actually Chris again that showed me how to do this. I think she got it from somewhere else, but this is a fun fold card, and that's really cute too. So it kind of sits like that. Of course it doesn't want to because it's been flat for a while. But that's a really different and really cute use of that card, or that that stamp as well. So really cute one. I think I love the colors that I used with these most. It's one of my favorites. And then we've got the Swedish Cherry. So this has a punch that goes with it, and I've also done some scrapbooking page with it. I think I sold it actually at Crop on the Cape, so I can't show you the scrapbooking page, but there's some really cute cards. I love this one just because it has a punch that goes with it. I'm a big fan of the punches. It just makes life a little bit easier. But it's just cute. It's just fun and bright and cheery. So I think that one's a really good one too. Yeah, Seaside Bay is really fun to play with. All right, so this one, I didn't realize how much I loved this one. I was going through my stash to see if I had any samples, and I have a ton. Look at them. I used this one a lot, but I think this one was it was in our fall catalog, and then we had a celebration special where you could get the dies for free, and then it was in the next annual catalog. So I did a ton of projects with this one, and I think it's, you know, you might look at it and think, oh, it's just a fall stamp set, but look at how many times I used it for, you know, getting better. Huh, look at that. Friendship, thank you. Like, there's just so many great ways to use this one, and it's super, super cute. I just love to color, so I think that's what I love about this one the most. I love that it has some really good images for coloring. And I haven't checked, I mean, I know all of these are on sale, I mean, on retired list. I'm just not sure. I don't think any of them are on sale, but like I said, I will send you the list of retiring products and the list that has all the sale prices, which again goes live on Tuesday. And then this is a favorite, of course. So I probably won't get rid of this one, and I have way more cards than this, but I think I've sent them already. I think my favorite was one that I did that was like a piñata. I'll have to see if I can share that video for you. But this one is the Taco Fiesta. It was actually designed by my friend Erica Serwin, who this was what she designed for her $1 million stamp set. And I just love the sentiments. You spice up my life. And then the long time no taco. This is actually a fun fold as well. Let me show you this one too. And then we'll do some voting. So I think, let's see. So here we go. Isn't that cute? So it's just a middle flap fold. Super easy. I did this one for our team, like the Shore Stampers group of demonstrators that are all on our team. We did a fun fold swap shortly after this one came out, and that was the one I did for our team swap. So I love that one too. All right, so let's vote, you guys. What should I play with today? So there's either Just My Type. I'm kind of tempted to leave the taco one in, but that wasn't really what I was thinking. But these were the two I was thinking. But if you really want the taco card, we can do that too. I don't know that I pulled paper that will work with tacos, but we'll make it work. So what do we like? What would you like me to play with today? Just My Type, Darling Details, or if you're really, really excited about the tacos, we can do tacos. So just vote in the comments what stamp set. So this one's called Darling Details. There's a glare on it. It's got some really bubbly, fun flowers. And then there's the Just My Type, which just has some cute little springy kind of elements, different things. So those are your choices. I'll wait a few more. Just My Type, I see. Darling Details, Just My Type. All right, we got 50-50. Just My Type, okay. Let's see. Just My Type. All right. Looks like Just My Type might be squeezing ahead. Last chance. Get in your votes. My throat's been a little scratchy, so I was taking a sip of water. All right. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 Just My Types to 2 Darlings. So we're going to go with Just My Type. Let's do it. All right. So all of these items are coming from our annual catalog and our mini catalog here. These are both retiring as of the end of April. So we've got a brand new catalog coming. It's beautiful. Like I said, I've already got a whole bunch of new stuff to play with, but I just wanted to keep you alert and aware of that. So this is one of the stamp sets in the annual catalog. All right, let's play with, I love this little rainbow, which I have not used a lot, but I love the typewriter as well. So, I don't know. And I really like the hello too, which I don't think I've used that much either. For some reason, I had thought initially that I wanted to use Moody Mauve. I don't know why, that just was the color that came to my head. So let's, oh look, I just found another taco card. Look, this one's on my desk. I love that stamp set. That was a Thursday Throwdown, I think, from a couple of weeks ago. All right, so let's do this. And I feel like I want some patterned paper, and I think the Gorgeously Made pattern paper, which is also retiring, has some of that Moody Mauve color. So let me just grab that really quick. I will be doing a paper share as well, so stay tuned for that. Let's pull out some of this stuff. I love this pattern, but it might be a lot for, well, maybe. What am I looking at? Let's see. I could do the typewriter with this one, I think. But let's just see what else we got for paper here. I just know it had some Moody Mauve in it. That's raspberry or one of those. This one's cute. That might be a good option. I just want something for the background. See, I love this paper. It's so cute. I might use the two of them. We'll see. All right, let's take a look at these. I'm thinking we'll start with this one as kind of a background. Okay, maybe we'll use that for a banner, just like a small piece of it. I talked about that a little bit in one of my emails recently about how when you're using like a more busy pattern, you want smaller pieces of it. So I think I'm going to use this, okay? And then, I don't know, I might end up using a little piece of this. I'm just going to put it to the side for right now because let's go ahead and stamp our, I want to stamp my typewriter. So I've got a piece of, oh, this is thick. Let's just use this little scrap piece I have here. And we'll stamp our typewriter because I think I'm going to use the typewriter. I don't know if I'm going to fussy cut it or what. So we'll leave a little space in case I decide to leave a square of that. And let's go ahead and we'll stamp it in the Moody Mauve as well. Just because we can. All right. So, how was everyone's weekend? I hope you guys had a better start to your weekend than I did. We actually did a celebration party last night for my oldest stepdaughter, who graduated from the marine mechanic program at Cape Cod Community College. So that was fun. We got together with a bunch of friends and family last night. And yesterday, I just worked. My coworkers were really sweet. They wouldn't let me pick anything up because they were afraid I was going to hurt the burn. But it was, oops, I should probably have used my Stampin' Mat. Let me get that. Where is that? Where is that? Oh, there it is. I need a little, because it's a photopolymer stamp set and it's a solid image, it did not like stamping. I'm going to actually take this piece. So you just need something firm underneath it to be able to get a nice, see how this one had missing parts. So if you use, you can use like a mat, a glass mat. Some people have the glass mats. They have the plastic ones. Just want to make sure you have good coverage under you. Sometimes I'll use my catalog too, like if you don't have anything else. Ooh, this looks like it might run. I might have too much ink on that. If you look at this, see how everything kind of runs together? I might have inked it a little bit too much. Hi, Susan. So I'm gonna just wipe that off and try that again. I'm using my chamois. Don't want to have too much ink because then it won't stamp right either. All those keys and everything will blend together. So let me try that again. This ink pad is kind of on the newer side. All right. So better. Now let's just ink it up. Not too much, that's better. This might still have some spots, but we'll use our Stampin' Mat. I'm applying a little bit of pressure, but notice that I'm not rocking, because you don't want to rock, you'll catch the edge of the stamp. And there we go. Nice, perfect image there. All right. So, hello from the Netherlands. Why are you in the Netherlands? That's exciting. Why are you watching me if you're in the Netherlands is the better question. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add a little paper to the top so you can see we've got the flat paper here and then the folded one. I tend to go towards the folded one for some reason. I like that one. So we're going to stamp that above. the typewriter. And I think I'm going to stamp it in the same color actually, but I'm going to stamp it off. And then we'll stamp the sentiment in Memento Black. So I'm going to stamp it off. Let me just see what I like. Oh, no, I think I like it stamped off. I want it to be a little softer. So then we're going to just line that up. Again, this is two-step stamping. So you're doing 2 stamps to get like the overall image. And then, see, I still didn't use the hello. I kind of wanted to use the hello, but maybe we'll use the hello inside. Yeah, let's do, I'm going to do For You on this. And then maybe we'll get fancy and do hello inside. And I'll show you that in a minute. All right. So I'm going to just stamp For You. Again, we're going straight down, straight up on our ink pad. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. Straight down, straight up, and hopefully that's straight, which it is. Okay. Now, so this is what we've got so far. So I think I'm going to fussy cut it. I know, you guys, and I probably will regret this in a minute when I'm sore from cutting, but it actually doesn't really hurt that much anymore, thankfully. It's a little twingy once in a while. And this isn't too difficult to cut. So this stamp set does not have dies. It's just the stamp set. But I just love how cute and eclectic it is. And I don't know, I've always just loved typewriters for some reason. Any stamp that has a typewriter, it's all me. For whatever reason. Maybe it's the English major in me, right? Maybe it's because that was my career for so long. I'm going to cut that down a little bit. Makes it a little easier and less likely to stab myself with the paper edge. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. I don't know what the weather's like where you are, but this morning, before I left to come here, not this morning, this afternoon, I felt bad because we had our granddaughter here last night after the party. She wanted to stay with us. So she stayed with us. And so we were kind of entertaining her and doing things this morning and making breakfast. I made French toast and very carefully. And then they went to the arcade while I came here, and we did not take shelves for a walk. So I promised her when we left that we would go for a long walk when I got home around 4:30ish. And I got here, and like a few minutes after I got here, it starts pouring, and I'm like, what the heck? It was just sunny. And it turns out that it did that for about an hour, and now it's sunny again. So I don't know what's happening. It's just been off and on for the last few days. All right, so I like that. Like I said, I still think I want to do a little banner. Ah, see, it must be the English thing, I think. Hi, Deb. I'm going to do maybe an inch. I hope that's enough to show. Actually, I'm going to do this side because this side, see how it's got a little bit of more like green space? I want more of the flowers, so I'm going to take an inch from this side. And we'll cut that. And maybe 4 inches long so that we can have a little bit of a banner and a little bit more color interest there. Maybe too long. Maybe let's do, I did 4, let's do 3.5. And again, I'm going to cut it on this side because there's less flowers over there. I want all the flowers. And then I'm thinking I might want a darker, the rich raspberry color too. So let me just pull, I think there was one, this one. That's kind of that color. I'm going to just pull a little piece of this to ground my my little cluster here a little bit. And we'll make it about 3.5 as well. And I'm just going to kind of stick that under here like that. Kind of layer them a little bit, and we'll put our, I'm going to cut it just a little bit. Don't want it as long as this. Should I do slanted edges on these or banner edges? What do you guys think? slanted or banner for these pieces. I'm gonna put them closer to there. This is gonna go here. Okay, and then what else do we have in this stamp set? Maybe I'll do the little heart or a flower. The flower's cute. I like the little plant too, but I feel like it kind of pulls this too. Could do the plant. Maybe in, what's this? Maybe we'll do it in Bubble Bath. I don't know what color that is. Let's look at this. Do I have the thing? I do. So if you're new to our company, let's see, Masterfully Made. So it tells you the colors, and I kind of want to know what that bluish green color is. I think it's Pretty Peacock, maybe? Yeah, Pretty Peacock. So maybe I'll do the little pot in Bubble Bath, so a lighter pink, and then we'll do the leaves. I'm really trying to make myself hurt because I'm gonna fussy cut again, but it's okay. All right, so let's do the little pot in. I don't know if this is gonna make it too busy, but I wanted to use some more of the stamp set. So we'll do, oh, this is a little smaller than I thought. I don't need these big giant blocks. I can use that one and we'll get a smaller one. All right, so I'm gonna stamp the pot in Bubble Bath, which looks like it needs to be re-inked. So I'm going to go to these corners where it's a little more ink. Perfect. And then we'll stamp this, maybe in Pretty Peacock stamped off, because it's a pretty bold color. All right. So, oops, I just hit that, and that's a little sore. Okay. And then we'll ink this up, stamp off, and we'll add that there. Cute! How fun is that? I love the stamp set so because it's got so many different elements that you could use in so many different ways. So like I love these little flowers. I do have a card somewhere where it was just the flowers. I love this little plant. I love the rainbow and could see using that like as a rainbow, like across as a border or like a background or something. So I just feel like it's a really fun stamp set because you can make so many different projects with it and it will look completely different because it is so eclectic. All right. I don't know what we're having for dinner tonight. Just what are you guys having for dinner? Any good ideas for dinner tonight? I don't really want to make anything, but I should. Maybe. Been trying to do like protein and veggies for dinner these days, but I don't know. Sunday feels like it should be a comfort meal, right? So I am fussy cutting this. I know. Don't hate me, but it just looks so much cuter. And I still love to fussy cut. I find it relaxing, except for when people are watching me do it, then it feels stressful. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut that. Oops, ow, eat. Cut that, and cut this. Let's hope the rain stays away because there's a big dark ominous cloud out my window at the moment, but the rest of the sky is blue, so I'm hopeful. She's been such a good puppy. So I didn't tell you the rest of that story. So after I burned myself on Friday, I actually noticed as I was rinsing off my hand that the dog was flying towards the back of the fence, and she can't really jump the fence back there anymore because we put lattice up on top, so it's a 4 foot stockade fence back there, and she jumps it. but we put lattice on top so that she can't jump it. So it's now like 6 feet high and she can't get over that. But I noticed after, when I was in the yard, that one of the fencing pieces had fallen in the winds we've had recently. And so I think she must have escaped out of that. And so I literally, or I may have had a little crying fit. And I actually didn't cry very much or very hard, but I just kind of was like resigning myself to just not having a good day. So I was sitting in the backyard, literally like in the middle of the yard, nowhere near, I knew she wasn't in the yard, and I'm just kind of crying and calling her name. And she didn't come right away. She usually jumps the fence and then runs around in the back there. She likes to chase squirrels back there. And so she wasn't coming. That's cute. So I might put that. Maybe ground it a little bit more. Maybe put it down here. Was thinking a sentiment there, but that doesn't matter. All right, so I'm gonna do that maybe. What do you think? So, ooh, Italian, I love that. Your minestrone soup. Ooh, yummy. Yum, yum, yum. Burgers. Love a good burger. So I was like, all right, well, now I've got my hand wrapped up in a wet cloth and I start to go out the gate, to go out the front of the house because I thought I heard barking. And as I go out the door, there's a guy and a small little dog walking in front of the house. And Shelby does not like little dogs for some reason. I think it's because she had one that was kind of snippy to her. So I was like, oh shoot, if she sees that dog, we're in trouble, right? So I like turned around so I could close the gate with my left hand. And when I turned back around, she literally was at my feet. So she came right to the gate, even with the dog in the front yard. So I was like, oh, you're such a good girl. Like, thank you so much. Because Mom would have like totally lost it if I had to go wander the neighborhood as my hand is on fire, basically. So she was a really good girl. So I brought her back inside. I gave her some cheese. So that was problem solved, thankfully. And I get inside. And so I was trying to finish eating my breakfast. And I'm eating scrambled eggs. And of course I can't use this hand because I could not bend it at all. It was so sore. And, oh, I never saw whether you guys thought I should do, ooh, roast beef, my favorite. I never saw whether you guys thought I should do slanted or banners, but I'm going to do banners. So I get in the house, I'm trying to eat my scrambled eggs, but I'm not left-handed, I'm right-handed. And using a fork with my left hand was very challenging. And so I kept missing my mouth and the scrambled eggs were going everywhere. And so there was a bunch of egg on the floor and I wasn't even thinking about it. Shelby came over and ate it, but I put hot sauce in my eggs. So I think she got some of the egg with the hot sauce on it and that was what made her vomit all over the floor. So shortly after I finished my breakfast, I went and brought my dish to the dishwasher and I hear that crazy sound that we all know if you have a pet where they're getting sick. And I come running around the corner and she's completely vomited all over the living room. And I'm like, oh my God, you gotta be kidding me. So yeah, so then I cleaned all of that up with one hand. The poor thing, I felt you could tell she was so upset. She gets so mad at herself, I think. She like does the little mopey look and kind of slunks away. And I was like, Shelby, it's not your fault. You're fine. But it was just one of those days, isn't it? You know? All right, so I'm going to put that down. I'm thinking maybe I might move this over since I don't need a sentiment. I was kind of pushing it over here thinking I needed a sentiment over here, but it's here. So I might move this a little more centered and put the plant over here instead. I think that will be a little bit better. And then I might do like some twine or something here. But let's go ahead and attach this first. I'm going to use dimensionals. So, oh, sorry, Deb, I just saw that you said slant, and I just did, it is easier to do the slanting, but I haven't done banners in a while, so I went with banners. Sorry about that. I was talking instead of watching. It's funny, I always get mad when people ask your opinion and then you don't take their opinion, right? That was not intentional. That's not what I meant to do. I just was not paying attention to the comments. All right, so I'm going to put that kind of on a slant, like that. And then I'm going to pop this up too, but I'm going to put a little regular adhesive here where it overlaps the typewriter because I don't want it to be like double popped. So I'll just put a little bit of that there, and we'll put a little mini. I have a mini or two here. Like that. And maybe one right here, because I think there's enough space for a mini. There we go. All right, and then I'll pop this up next to the typewriter. Yeah, I think that looks better, Chris. So we'll do that. And it kind of picks up the leaves from the pattern paper, which I think is cute. All right, and I feel like it just needs something somewhere. So I'm gonna do some twine. Do I want white? Yeah, I do like the linen thread too, but I feel like maybe the white's gonna look a little brighter. Let's go with the white. All right, so now, of course we'll have to add bling in a second too. I'm challenging all of my abilities right now. Like I said, I actually have pretty full movement, and it's really not sore anymore, except for when like I'm trying to sleep. It's hard to find a spot where I'm not squishing it, but other than that, I actually slept like a rock last night too, so that was good. Friday night, not so much, because it hadn't drained yet. The blister hadn't drained yet, so it was super tight, super sore, and so I couldn't put it anywhere. It was just uncomfortable. So ever since that happened, it's been much better. All right, I'm hoping I don't have a giant scar when I'm done, but I think it'll be okay. It seems to be healing nicely. All right, so do I want to put that here? Well, I kind of like it over here, but then it's kind of top heavy. Maybe under. Maybe kind of put the. Well, I kind of like it under like that. What do we think? Like over here. I'm gonna just put some. I sometimes like to look at the screen. Let me just see. What if I put it like over here? Do I like it better over there? No, it gets lost there. And I think over here it's too. Yeah, there's too much stuff over there. So yeah, I think this is our best option. Somewhere over here. So I'll put a glue dot there. And maybe do that. Yeah, under. You like that too? Okay. I'm going to add a little bit of, whoops, I'm twisting this apart and I'm not supposed to be. I'm going to add a little bit of the Winkastella. Oh my gosh, I can't talk. And we'll just, this is like all I have left. And it's supposed to be back in stock in May, my friends. But I gotta use it sparingly, as I put it on everything. Gotta use it sparingly, but let's bling this and this and this. I like a blingy typewriter. I'm trying not to go over the white. If you notice, I'm not being super meticulous about it, just because this is a dark color, and this the Winkastella will act like a watercolor agent, so it will pick up that color and it will transfer it. So if you go over that white, you can see I did it a little bit, and it shows the white, which sometimes that's cool if that's the look you're going for, but I want those white dots to stay really white, so I'm just gonna kind of go in between the white. Now I really want pot roast Michelle. It's one of my favorites. My mom made the best pot roast, and I've never been able to do it as well. Isn't that always the way? All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and grab a glue dot, then we'll grab some gems or something to finish this off, and we'll be good. And then, like I said, don't forget, you're going to want to jump on my email list. One, because I'll be sending out the retiring last chance sale, product sale list next week. And then we'll also have Paper Share Card Camp is going to be coming up. I'm going to be doing an in color club with the new in colors that are beautiful, my friends. And once the new catalog launches on May 1st, I'm going to be doing 15 days of videos, and they're going to be delivered to your inbox. So you'll need to be on my email list. They will not be anywhere else. They're going to be unlisted on YouTube, so you'll have to have the link from my emails. And then I will be sharing inspiration from the new catalog from May 1st through May 15th. So if you go to the top of this page, there is a button, a blue button that says sign up here. or sign up, I think. You could do it there, and then I will actually add the link to my email list in this in the description of this video too, so that you'll have it there. And yes, I am going to be busy, but I'm going to be busy on the beach when I first start. So I'm actually going to be in Mexico when the catalog goes live. So that was kind of why I was like, well, I'm going to do a bunch of videos in advance, and I'm going to deliver them via email because I can't go live because I'll be in Mexico. So the plan is to send you the emails via email, or the videos via email, and then you'll be able to watch them at your convenience and be able to see all the new good stuff. So there's, I don't know, 140 pages in the new catalog, so there's lots of things for me to share with you. Of course, I won't be able to share it all with you, but I wanted to give you a sneak peek of some of the exciting stuff that you'll be able to order. So there's our card. So we made a cute little project. You can't really see that pattern paper as much when I covered it all with the plants and stuff, but I still like it. It gives a little cluster to kind of put everything together on. So I hope you guys liked seeing that process. And again, I had one other card with this one. I don't know where I put it. It was the Fun Fold card I showed you at the front. So lots of great product that is retiring. So if any of it really speaks to you, you'll want to grab that sooner rather than later. And then, like I said, jump on that email list. I will send you the retiring list next week, and we'll have lots of fun inspiration for you with the new catalog coming in the next few months and year, actually, because it's a year-long catalog. So I'm so glad you joined me. Thank you so much for all the love and prayers this week, and for sticking with me when I rescheduled not once but twice. So I appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great afternoon. Enjoy your Sunday, and we'll see you all really soon. Bye for now.